Welcome to this demo. This demo would highlight some of the benefits and some of the functionalities in OneSchool portal. It's a brief show of the dashboard, the admin dashboard, and what is available on OneSchool portal. It's not supposed to be a training, but just a demo. For schools that see this as what they can basically use, um, once they're about to set it up, we can always organize a training for such schools to properly set it up for their schools. Welcome once again. Now, this is from what you see here, this is an admin dashboard. Of course, we have different dashboard in one school portal. There's the teacher's dashboard, there is the student's dashboard, there's the parent dashboard, there's the accounting dashboard, and other staffs too would have their own dashboard depending on the employees that you have created. And of course, all the dashboard have their own different user and login details that you can share with those that basically would be managing those dashboard. So this is an admin dashboard. This admin is the one that creates every other login details and sees everything. So this would typically be that of the either administrator of the school or the school owner or whoever is in charge of that particular school. So here we are. First thing here we have dashboard. Here we can have you have a summary of everything happening within the school, like income versus expenses for December, and then we have annual fee summary. So this is for a particular month, and then this would be for the whole year, right? And then when we scroll down, you get to see total number of student employees, student, parents, and teachers that are, on that are in the school, right? And then when we scroll down further, we'll see student quality, and then we'll see weekend attendance inspection. So this is the attendance. And then when we scroll down, we also see admissions interval, 30 days, so what student was admitted, vouchers, total number 0, and then transport, and then hostel. Okay, so as you create all of these things, they'll be showing here, right? And then we have the calendar. Here, typically, you would have all the schedules, all the classes that have been assigned to teachers, and their schedule. You see them on the calendar, right? And then when we scroll down, I think that's all we find here on the dashboard. So in the dashboard here, you have an overview of everything happening within the school system. Then the next thing we have here is subscription. So this is where you see the subscription that your school is basically on, right? Here you can renew your subscription, and then every other thing that needs to be done, you can do that. Okay, you can renew your subscription, and then of course you can also see payment history here. So as you begin to pay, you would see the payment history, and then also you can see the modules that this school that this subscription offer, the subscription that you are on. These are all the things that basically comes with the subscription: attachment book, attendance, bulk SMS and email, card management, certificate, custom domain, event, homework, hostel, human resource, inventory, live class, office accounting, online exam, QR code, attendance, reception, student accounting, transport, and then of course the website. So one of the beautiful things that makes one school portal stand out is that for those that are interested in having a website, probably you want to set up a school portal and your concern is, I don't have a website. So we can integrate a website for you that comes with the package. Okay, so it's not that you have to pay another money to start building websites. So typically, to get a very beautiful and neat website, you're talking about 100 or 150 or 200,000, or even as much as 500,000, depending on who is designing it for you. So, but on one school portal, you get a website free of charge. So, except you have a website, then, but if you don't have a website, you can reach out to us and let us know that you need a website, or you can While making your subscription, you check the subscription package that comes with the website, and then you basically apply for that, and then the website will be assigned to your school. I'm still going to show you the website, what it looks like during this demo. Okay, so that's for subscription. Then the next thing is custom domain. So the beauty here is that you can actually create your own domain. So not the fact that basically typically when you create a portal, a domain is assigned to your school. So, but in this case, you can basically request for a domain, a custom domain, right? If you want it to be a subdomain, probably your school does not have a domain name, so it will now be hosted in oneschoolportal.com. So you just add it here, whatever you want it to sound, however you want it to be, you put it here, and then you send it. We'll receive it at our end, and then we can approve it or tell you to either change it or it belongs to another school or something like that. So then if it is your own domain, probably you have a domain already, you click on domain, and then you send the domain to us by putting it here and send. So once you send from our own backend, we would help you customize it so that whenever anybody clicks on that, it brings them exactly to your website. So that's what comes with this. Then, of course, from previous, from some of the things that we learned while we were trying to put up this portal, when a school, some of the challenge that we see with schools is that when they have a website, it takes forever sometimes to get some things edited on the website. So they have to meet the person that designed, and then for every little thing that they need to change, they must go back to whoever designed it to help them change this, change that, and all of that. Sometimes it takes a whole lot of time before they are even able, to get those things edited or changed. But here we have your front end, like you see here, front end. This front end means the website. So everything on your website, which I'm going to show us shortly, can be edited here by yourself. So your admin can just come here and edit anything. Now, this is the settings of the website. If you click that, it takes you to the settings of the website, right? You can set anything, you can change anything, you can do anything, you can change the way it looks, right? So the front end here has been enabled. You can disable it anytime you want. And then online admission, if you don't want online admission form, okay, let me just, so to check the website, as you can see here, visit homepage, right? As you can see here, visit homepage. So once I click on that, it would open. Let me just continue while it opens. So capture status disabled. If you want to enable it, that's capture, meaning that it would, once they come to your portal, it will ask them, this website use a capture, and all of those things, accept or reject. Okay, so, and here you can edit the time. You have schools, your open hours, and then your closing days, and all of those things. These are the things that will show on the website. You know, your logo, school logo, your five icon, and your school address, and then you can also add the Google Analytics. You can also change the color, right, of the website to your color, your school color. You can just look for the color code like this, and then you put it here. It will change the color for you, or you click here and then choose from the color coding which one is for your school, right? And then so on and so forth. So you would be able to edit your website, do anything without you having to call another person to help you do it. This, we believe, will make the work of schools easier. Anytime you want to work on your front end, in fact, every year you can decide to change a few things without you having to call anybody. Every time you have new pictures you want to upload, your school has done a new thing, instead of having to call, you just come in here and get all of that updated from the back end, right? Everything on the back end is here. Your Facebook, you just put it, and every other thing that needs to be done is here. You can also check the menus. It will show all of the menus before. Okay, let me take us to the website. Now, this is how the website looks like, basically, right? It has a slider that changes, right? Shows different pages. You can add as many sliders you want, right? Which will carry your, probably your school picture and all of that. You can add as many as 10, 20 sliders, and then it begins to play as someone gets to your website. it begins to change, and then they can see have an exciting picture to look at. And then we have some major probably some of the things that your school offer can come in there, and then you have a welcome message from the school, and then you have experienced teachers. So every teacher that is added to the school will be appearing here, right? And then we have what people say, and then we have the years of experience. Then we have certified teachers, students enrolled, and stuff like that. Then why choosers, and then we have where you can add your phone number for people to call, and of course the footer. Here we also have the online admission, the fact, the about us, the events, the teachers, you know. And let's just look at online admission. So you would see here we have a beautiful form where people can, you know, apply to be part of your school. Now, even this form, you can actually edit it from the back end to choose what and what should be here, right? We have guardian details, previous school details, student photo, they can add it there, present address, permanent address, religion, blood group, student detail, and all of the things that should basically be on an admission form. You can edit this form to suit you. Yeah, I'll show you that at the back end to suit your school needs and all of that. Okay, so that's for online school set. Then would so here too we have pages. We have the admit card, exam results, certificate. So what this does is that if you want your student to we want to be issuing admit card before they enter into exam hall, and then you are putting some things like no student should be able to see their admit card if they have not done paying their school fees, right? So once they click on that, they come there, once they put in their admission details and all of that, it will not show them the admit card because probably they did not finish paying their school fees, so they won't have any admit card to take into the exam hall. Okay, so these are all, and so many more. And of course, all of these things can actually be edited to your own taste. The contact us page is also there. You can edit it, you can remove something here that you feel you don't like, and then replace with another thing. Okay, so let's go back to the back end. So here we are back in the back end. We have these are we are in the menu right now, as you can see, menu. So here are all the menus, right? We have home, teachers, like I showed you, all the events, about us, fact, online admission, gallery, and pages. Now here you can actually let's say I don't like fact. I don't want fact to be on my page. You can come here and off it. So once I do it like this, it means it is off. Can you see that? Successfully published on website. Okay. So once I put it back on, so if I go to the website now, for example, and I refresh, let me share this instead. Okay. So once I refresh, you'll see that my FAQ must have gone, will not be there again. As you can see, the FAQ is no more there. Can you see? There's no fact there again. So everything there basically controls everything in the front here, right? So let's go back there. So whatever it is that you don't want, you don't like, you can just put it off. You can edit. Probably you want to change the name. You don't want it to be home. You want it to be teachers. Whatever it is. Probably you don't like how it is arranged and all of those things. You edit it to the taste you want. This to tell you that this is very, very, you can twist it anyhow you want it and all of that. So page sections, this is basically section in all of the pages that you can basically edit and all of that. So while it's loading, so this is the front end that we saw, the welcome message, all of those things, they are all here. You can change it from this place, right? All of the pages as well, all the things you want to change, online admission, welcome message, and all of the things that are there, right? So because of time, like I said, it's just a demo. So I'm going to move quickly, but everything about the website, they are all here. So you can anything you see in the front end, you can edit everything without having to call anybody. Like you rightly saw for the fact, I just put it off. So just put anything off, you see it in the front end without you having to call anybody. Okay, so let's move straight to reception. So this is basically the receptionist backend, right? Admission inquiries, postal record, call logs, visitor log, complaints. Then here we can configure this reception. So configuring reception means that whatever you want to configure, you want to add, you want to, set up, want to set up the receptionist end, you know, and every other thing that you need to do to make your reception, because of course reception basically differs from, for every school. So this is where you configure your reception backend, so that whoever you make the receptionist will be able to see whatever he or she needs to see, right, in the backend. So that's for the reception um, portal. So we also have the admission. Okay, I think I clicked on reception configure. This loading. Um, so the beautiful thing about this portal is that about one school portal is that it basically simplifies every task that you are able to, at just one click or two clicks, you get very tedious tasks done, right? Something that ordinarily you have to, reach out to people or go here and there, so you get them done. So we have reference, we have response, we have calling purpose, we have visiting purpose, we have complaint type. Okay. You can create another reference. Okay. Let's say I want to add let's say I want to add another reference like um, uh, uh, calls. Let me just, add something, and then it processes. So, in some of the part of this video, we'll be forwarding it so that we get the loading part off. So you see, it has added the reference. So all of these reference are basically reference that probably when they are doing calling purpose, whatever the calling purpose was for. So the reference they will not need to type must have been created. So it will be created by the admin. And then once the reference is created, for example, um, uh, in the visiting purpose, one of the reference was student attendance. So probably the parent came to complain about the child's attendance not being, so that would have been created as a reference that the receptionist would just pick on that reference and then probably add other things that the person talked about. Another reference can be exam results or school fees, stuffs like that. So this is where you create all of those references, right? So let's move straight to admission. So here in admission, we have you can create admission. Probably a student just coming, they did not register online, so you can just create that admission, and then you know the student will be admitted manually. So that's what we call create admission. Then we have online admission. These are the ones that are coming from the front end. So a person goes to your website and then signs up for the online admission. You can see all of that here. Then you can now take action whether to enroll the student or to reject that student. Okay. Then we also have multiple imports. So in the case where you already are a running school and then you now, you're now getting OneSchool portal as a portal for your school, so we can admit students in a multiple format, so that you don't have to be admitting them one by one, right? So we download the Excel from here, input the details that is in the Excel, and then we upload it back, and then all the students will be admitted, and they'll have all their username and their password. They can sign in, see their portal, add their passport, and all of those kind of things, right? Then we have category. So category here talks about for schools that basically do hybrid learning, so they run both physical and online school, right? So you can create category here like physical school, online school. So these can now separate the student. Okay, these students are physical students, these ones are online students, or day and boarding. Okay, that can also be a category. So these students are day students, these students are boarding students. So for schools that run both day and boarding, so categories depend on how your school run, how your school operates. So you can now categorize the admissions or the students in your school, day student, boarding student. Okay, so that's for category. And then we go to student details. This shows you all the students that are admitted in the school, their details. You can log in, deactivate. Okay, so let's say you want to deactivate students that are leaving your school, or probably in your school you have an alumni, so you don't need to deactivate them. They'll be moved to an alumni, to the alumni page, or maybe the student is leaving your school to another school, so you can deactivate that student. And then before you deactivate students, you would go and create deactivate reasons. You create all the reasons that is possible, that will make the activation to be possible. So once you create those reasons, so when you are deactivating, you'll be able to choose a reason why you are deactivating that particular student. So here is parent. So you'll be able to also see all the list of parents, and the same thing goes here as well. You can add parents and deactivate parents. Okay. So that the parent won't be able to um, log in anymore once they are not in your school. Then we also have employee. You can see the employee list. You can add department. Okay, so department, you add all the departments. So depending on your school, what department you have in your school, so you can add all the departments here. So that when you are adding any employee, you can choose the department that employee belongs to, and all of that. So you also add designation. So HOD, admin, or nursery, and all of those things. Excuse me. So you can add designation, and then you can add then so you take it that way. You add department first, add designation, then you now add employee. So you'll be able to choose what department they belong to and what designation that they have. Then you can also deactivate employees. So for reasons that probably they move, okay, or they go to another place, you can deactivate their login details so that they won't be able to have access to the platform. Here is card ID card. So you can create, your student can get ID cards. So one of the things about this particular platform is that you can actually use QR codes, right? To scan, they can actually scan for attendance or for employee attendance as well. Okay, so you can create cards here and then print it out for every student with their QR code, right? And then student ID card, this for ID card template, student ID card, employee ID card, admit card template, right? Then you can generate admit card. Okay, so when generating this admit card, you can decide to generate for some students, and the students that are not have not paid and all of those things. You can do that here. Okay, so and then we go to certificate. So let's say, for example, you issue certificate to student for something that they've done. Okay, they went to a competition within the school, and then the best student can be issued a certificate and all of those things. So you can do that from here. Okay, you can, so you have certificate template. You can generate student certificate or generate for employees. So you want to also issue employee certificate, best staff of the year, and all those kind of things. So you can generate for a particular employee, you can generate for a particular student. Okay, so that's for certificate. And of course, certificate template, you can design your certificate there, add your school logo, and signatures that should be appended to the certificate and all of those things. So like I said, this is a demo, so we'll just take you through all of the things that are here. Then we have human resource. Here is where we have the payroll, the advanced salary, the leave, and the award. So payroll would carry the payroll of all the staffs. Advanced salary, staff applies for advanced salary. You see it here, my application, then manage application. So this manage application, you can decide to accept or reject that person's application for advanced salary. Same thing with leave. Okay, you can also, the person is applying for leave. Here you first create the categories of the leave, what kind of leave they can apply for, whether it is maternity or sick leave and all of those things. You create the categories here. So once people apply, this is your own application. You as admin, you can actually apply. Then this manage application, to either you accept the leave or reject it for the staff. Now, all of these things, once you've done that, the teacher or the school will receive, the person that actually applied for that will receive an email to that effect. So here is award. You can award teachers, best teacher of the year, and stuff like that can be done here. Okay. Then we go straight to academics. This is where all of the magic is done. You create the classes, you create the section, you create the subjects, you also create class schedules. Then you now schedule teachers to classes, and then promotion when after the end of the session, students that are promoted to the other class and all of that. All those are done here. Then we have live classroom. So this is where we have, like I rightly mentioned, that this can actually work for online settings. So for schools that basically have online students and offline students, so they can have their online class here, their live classes in these live classrooms, right? So, and then of course, one school portal is configured to so you can add Zoom to this, right? You can add Google Meet, and then you can add Jitsi. So these are the three platforms that can be integrated to one school portal, and then you can have your classes within one school portal. So you can also have live class report also here. Okay, so we also have the attachment book, right? This attachment book, you can upload content, you can books for students to read and all of those kind of things, and then the attachment type, all of that can be done right here. And then the next thing here is homework, right? So you can assign homework to students, and then you can also see evaluation of the report of the homework, how many students did their homework, how many did not do, and all of those kind of things. So that can be seen here. Okay, so we have the exam master. So this is where the exam happens. You can schedule an exam here. You can create an exam here, and then the next place is to schedule the exam, and then the next one is grading. Okay. So exam term, like you see, exam term, exam hall, distribution, exam setup. Then exam schedule here says to schedule exam or add a schedule. And then marks here we have mark entries and grades range. So grade range is what is 20? Is it E or F or fail? So you put all of that here so that when you are entering all the marks, you are able to the system knows that okay, 40 from your grade range is E. So the system will automatically grade that student with whatever grade range that is imputed here. Okay, so let's move straight to online exam. So you can also have the online exam here. So this works well. So for schools that basically, like I rightly mentioned, you have put online and physical classes, so they can have their online exam. So this is like more or less like a proto inside of this, so that you can have your question banks. Teachers can put their questions. Question group create question groups. Position generate. So this will generate position for the student, and then exam results, and then online exam. So all of these are possible with one school portal. Okay. So let's move straight to another thing, that's supervision. So here we have the hostel, and then we have transport. So you can create your hostels, hostel master, hostel room, category, allocation report, right? So these are all done here. So for schools that are both day and boarding, you can actually make use of one school portal. Same thing with transport, route master, vehicle master, stoppage, assigned vehicle, allocation report. That is also here in one school portal. Now, in attendance, we also have student, employee, and exam. So you can take their attendance from there. So as the teachers take attendance, they'll be able to see the attendance of student, employee, and of course those that did exam. So here we also have library for the librarian, all the books that are in the library, books category, my issued books, book issue and return, right? So when you issue book to a student, did they return it and all of that? That can be done also in one school portal. Then we have event. So event is where you create event type, and then of course create event. So you are having end of the year party, you can create it and it will show on your website. So once you any event you create here would reflect on your website event page, so that parents can see it. They know when you are having a particular event, and then they can put that date up in their calendar and then show up for that particular event. Okay. Then here as well, you can send bulk SMS and email, right, on one school portal. The bulk SMS, once you are coming up on board, you let us know. Oh, sorry. So so we have the bulk SMS and then the email that you can send. So if you have your own personal gateway, we can help you integrate that. If you want to use our own gateway, um, of course, there will be charges made on our gateway. Okay, so SMS, email report, SMS template, email template, student birthday wishes, staff birthday wishes, all of that can be done. So the way it is that once you have created staffs, of course, their birthday will be there, their students as well, their birthday will be there. You can automate that SMS that goes out to them, you know, every time they're doing their birthday. Okay, so we move to student accounting. This talks about fee types, fees group, fee setup, fees allocation, fees pay stroke invoice, due fees invoice, fees reminder. So you can create reminders for students. You can check the due fees invoice. You can see fee pays and stroke invoice, those that are paid and all of that, fees allocation and so on and so. So everything about fees for every student is all in here. Okay, so this for office accounting. This is account. This is new deposit, new expenses, all transaction, voucher head. So it is where you create all of the voucher heads, where all transactions will be sent to their different voucher heads. So once expenses are made, once there are new deposits, all of those things are imputed here. So the accountant who should be in charge of this part of the portal. Then we have messages. So if you receive any message, any email, intra email, so you will be able to receive those emails here. So within this platform, you can send emails to different teachers. They can send emails to you. You can come here, compose an image, send to a particular teacher, and all of those things. So it also has an intra email system, and uh, this is super nice because all of your messages will be within the school portal. Okay, then here we have the report. Okay, so the report here is student report, fees report, financial report, attendance report, human resource report, examination report. So all of that now have its own drop down, login credential, admission report, class and section report. So you can also have report for each class and section. So how many times the was the child in that class and in that session, and also all of those things are all here. Amazing reporting system that we have here. We have fees report, our students have paid their fees, what's in what which fees is due, and all of those kind of things, right? Financial report, you want to have a glance, you want to your income report, your expenses report, transitions report, transaction report, balance sheet report, income versus expenses report. Okay, so attendance report as well. Okay, so student report, student daily report, employee report, exam report. This is good so that you are able to see how many times a particular student came to the school. Also, you can even share this with parents and all of those kind of things. Okay, so then we now head to the last thing here, which is the settings. So the settings here is where everything happens. So you set your school settings. Let me click on that school settings. So this is where put major settings in your school, right? Um, so here we have different menus here. We have school details, we have live class settings, we have payment settings, we have SMS settings, email settings, accounting links, WhatsApp settings. Okay, I can see here we have WhatsApp um, icon here that the school can just anybody can just reach out to any number that you insert there. Okay, so this is the general settings, the school address, all of the things. Teacher restricted, class wise, section wise. Okay, so um, everything here are the things that basically you will be able to set up on your own. So institution code as is OSP. So these will be the assigned code for students to start from OSP dash, then the student number. Registration number start from 1, Question number digit is 4. So depending, you can move it to 10 to whatever, depending on how big your school is. Offline payment is enabled, fees carry forward settings. So there are a whole lot of settings here. Automatically generate login details and all of those things. So this is basically very important. This is where you set your school. Here also live class settings. This is where you add all your APIs. If you are using Zoom, if you are using Jitsi, so this is where you add your Zoom API key, Zoom API secret key, and then you save. We also have big blue button config. So if you're using big blue button, you can put this key here as well. Okay, so let's move straight to the next thing here. We have payment settings. So we have different gateways. I think about 12 to 13 gateways here, whichever one that works for you. So the payment gateway will help you to accept money. Okay, we have PayPal, we have Stripe, we have PayU, we have Paystack, we have Razorpay, Mitrans, SL Commerce, Jazzray, Flutterwave, and so on and so forth. So whichever one works for you. Most people use Paystack or Flutterwave. PayU as well. PayU works well here in Nigeria. Razorpay as well works well here in Nigeria. So whichever one that you think is best, you add the your API key and automatically to be integrated. You don't have any other work to do. Once that is done, once you put your API key, to be integrated into your portal that you can accept payment through that particular gateway. Same thing with SMS settings. You add your gateway there, your gateway key to be able to send SMS. So whichever SMS platform you are using, you just integrate the API here, and then you are able to send SMS. Then for the email settings, basically this is where you set up all the emails that will be going out to parents, to teachers, or anything that happens within the portal. Okay, so of course this will help you set it as well. Once, so basically you must you should have a domain, so that all of the things that will be needed here will be put in here so that you can send emails. So email triggers, these are basically the triggers. Some of the things that we mentioned earlier. Somebody applied for leave, right? Once they apply for the leave, the email that will go out to them once you reject it or accept it. So these are where you set all of those emails so that you don't have to be sending emails every time. So you're about to tell the person that the leave they applied for uh, is not accepted, and then you need to go type a message. No, you can't do that. So here we have account registered, forgot password, change password, new message received, payslip generated. So once you generate payslip, this message will be sent out to everybody, so you don't have to type it manually. Okay, award, once you give an award to a particular person, this trigger will be sent. Okay, leave approve, leave reject. Okay, we have leave reject twice there. Advanced salary reject, apply online admission, student admission. So all of these triggers are there. So all you just need to do is to go in there. Just once you just click on it, for example, you would see, you first of all put this on, you check on this like this, so that notify enable, and then you go ahead to put the subject and every other thing, the message that will be there, and then you save. Okay, all of these are all the things that would be, so all of these are basically things that you'll be taught on how to do. So let's just go to WhatsApp settings. So WhatsApp settings is where you basically add number to the WhatsApp so that people can actually reach out to you, right? Start conversations, and all of those things. So WhatsApp agent, you can change the agent. Now this one has been added. We've added the number. You can add many agents and their number, so that once a person clicks on it, you can see different agents that are available online. You click, and then the message comes directly to the person. Okay, so front end enable chat, back end enable chat. So all of those are there. Then we also have translation here in the settings, so you can have different um, translations. So someone from any part of the world is trying to um, access your portal or your website. Um, this thing can actually be translated to the language that they understand. We have student field. Okay, so this is the field that you need to set up for your admission. Where I was telling you about the online admission, you can actually edit all of the things that basically show there. Then we also have custom field. You can create your own custom field. So let's say there are certain things on the online admission portal that is not that you need to be there, but it's not there. You can create that custom field here. So at this point, I'm going to end this demo. If you need to learn more about this or you think this works with your school, please reach out to us via the numbers that will be displayed on the screen or via the numbers that you have to be able to reach out to us or our customer care or our email, and then we'll be willing to help set you up. Thank you so much. Have a lovely